What if I told you that the flight booking apps sitting on your phone right now, the ones you trust to find cheap flights, have been designed to pick your pocket while making you feel like you got a deal? That the travel booking industry pulled in over $157 billion in ancillary fees last year alone, and that some of the apps people use to save money are some of the worst offenders? The Federal Trade Commission has been watching this industry for years, and just this week they proved it. A $35 million settlement against one of the most downloaded flight booking apps in history. The frequent flyers, the deal hunters, the travel insiders who book hundreds of flights a year, they stopped trusting most of these apps a long time ago. They know which ones are hiding fees, which ones are making cancellation harder, and which ones are genuinely worth your time. Here's what most people miss. This isn't about finding the cheapest fare on a screen. It's about what that fare actually costs you when you land. And today I'm giving you the full breakdown. 7 flight booking apps that are robbing you blind, and 3 that are actually worth it. One of them, our number 1 pick, doesn't charge a single booking fee and just added an artificial intelligence tool that lets you type week-long beach trip this winter and get real answers. Another one near the end of this list has been saving members an average of $550 per international ticket on fares most people never even see. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones to delete and which ones to keep. Hit that subscribe button, because every week we post videos that cut through the noise and show you exactly where the real value is hiding, so you stop overpaying for things that should cost half as much. Here are 7 flight booking apps that will drain your wallet dry. Ranked from sneaky to absolutely predatory. Number 7. Lesser-known third-party booking apps through meta-search. The ghost fare factories that vanish with your money. You've done it before. You search a meta-search engine, see a screaming deal, click through, and land on a booking site you've never heard of. Some company with a vaguely European name and a website that looks like it was built in a weekend. Here's the problem. Many of these smaller online travel agencies cache their prices for speed, which means the fare you clicked on might not even exist anymore. The industry calls them ghost fares, prices listed that have already expired, designed to get you onto the site where you'll settle for something more expensive. Frommers recommends checking any unfamiliar online travel agency on the Better Business Bureau before entering payment details, and actively searching for complaints before booking. Because when your flight gets canceled or changed, you're not dealing with the airline. You're dealing with a middleman that may not even have a working phone number. Here's how to use meta-search the right way. When you find a fare you like, note the airline, the route, and the times, then go directly to that airline's website and book it there. You cut out the middleman entirely. If something goes wrong, you're dealing with the carrier, not a faceless reseller. The cheapest number on the screen means nothing if the company behind it disappears when you need them. And that brings us to a name you've probably seen advertised everywhere. Number 6. CheapOair, the budget booking trap that nickel and dimes you after the sale. CheapOair has built its entire brand on the promise of cheap fares. It's right there in the name. But the numbers tell a different story. Consumers have given CheapOair a 1.6-star rating across more than 600 reviews, with only 29 out of every 100 users saying they'd recommend it. That's not a mixed bag. That's a verdict. The complaints stack up fast. Hidden fees of $59 for seat selection, $74 charged for canceling an online booking within 30 minutes. Many tickets are completely non-refundable, and if your plans change, users report paying hundreds of dollars in change fees on top of whatever the airline charges. You think you're getting a $200 fare, and by the time you've navigated checkout, you've spent $300. Here's how to protect yourself if you've already booked through CheapOair or any similar online travel agency. Screenshot every screen during checkout. Save your confirmation email. And remember this: if you book a flight at least 7 days before departure, the Department of Transportation 24-hour rule gives you the right to cancel with no penalty. That's a federal regulation that applies to all United States airlines, regardless of where you booked. CheapOair gets overlooked because people assume cheap means savings. But cheap up front and expensive on the back end is not a deal. It's a business model. Number 5. Booking.com, Priceline, and Kayak. The $9.5 million settlement they hoped you would forget. Booking Holdings isn't a scrappy startup. This is the parent company behind some of the biggest travel platforms on the internet. And Booking.com, Priceline, and Kayak all operate under their umbrella. And they got caught. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit alleging that Booking Holdings misled customers by showing low room rates while burying important fees until checkout. The result was a $9.5 million settlement. That's not an accusation. That's a check they wrote. The tactic is called drip pricing. You see a rate that looks competitive. You click. You select your dates. You enter your information. And then, at the very last screen before your credit card gets charged, extra fees appear that weren't part of the original price. By that point, you've already invested time into the process. Most people just pay. Worth noting, Expedia Group, the other major OTA conglomerate covering brands like Expedia, Hotels.com, and Orbitz, has faced its own drip pricing scrutiny, which tells you this isn't a one-company problem. It's an industry-wide pattern. Here's how to use any platform under the Booking Holdings umbrella without getting stung. Go to the final checkout screen before entering payment details and compare that total against the price you originally saw. If it's more than 5% higher and you didn't deliberately add anything, close the tab and restart. The initial price was never real. People assume a company that large plays it straight. A $9.5 million settlement says otherwise. Number 4. Spirit, Frontier, and Allegiant. The $39 fares that cost you $200. If you're starting to see the pattern, if you're realizing that the number on the screen is almost never the number you actually pay, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this reach people who are tired of being treated like ATMS by the travel industry. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the kind of content we put out every single week, breaking down exactly where your money is going and how to keep more of it. Now, back to the budget carriers. Spirit, Frontier, and Allegiant advertise fares as low as $39. That number is real in the same way a car's base price is real. It exists, but almost nobody actually pays only that. A carry-on bag can cost $31 to $65. Spirit's cheapest fares don't even allow a carry-on. You get one personal item that fits under the seat in front of you. Want to bring a bag that goes in the overhead bin? Pay up. Want to choose your seat? More. Want to board before the last group? More. A fare that starts at $179 can become $260 after adding a single bag and a seat. Here's how to fly budget carriers without getting wrecked. Skip seat selection entirely. Set an alarm for exactly 24 hours before your flight and check in the moment it opens. You'll get assigned a seat for free. Pack everything into a personal item that meets the airline's size requirements. And never book add-ons through the app during checkout, because that's when the markups hit hardest. A fare that triples by the time you board isn't a fare. It's a down payment. Number 3. Skiplagged. The hidden city hack that can get you banned from flying. Skiplagged was founded by Akhtar Zaman back in 2013, and the concept is clever. You book a flight from, say, Gainesville to New York with a connection in Charlotte. But Charlotte is actually your destination, so you just get off there and skip the last leg. Zaman says travelers save an average of 50%, about $180 per ticket. Sounds brilliant. Here's what nobody advertises. This practice violates every major airline's contract of carriage, the legally binding agreement you accept when you purchase a ticket. It's not illegal in the criminal sense, but airlines treat it like fraud. American Airlines took Skiplagged to court, and a federal jury ordered the company to pay $9.4 million in combined damages and ill-gotten revenues. United Airlines and Orbitz sued them years before that. The real-world consequences for travelers can be severe. American reportedly removed a 17-year-old from a flight and banned him for 3 years when they caught him skiplagging on a route from Gainesville to Charlotte using a ticket booked through to New York. Airlines can cancel your return flight, void your frequent flyer account, or ban you. You also cannot check bags because your luggage goes to the final ticketed destination, not your actual stop. Here's how to think about this. If you're a one-time leisure traveler with no checked bags and no loyalty program, the savings can be real. But if you fly regularly, if you have status, if you have miles, this is Russian roulette with your travel future. $180 saved means nothing if your next flight gets canceled at the gate. Number 2. Kiwi.com. The virtual interlining gamble where one missed connection costs you everything. Kiwi.com builds itineraries by combining airlines that don't normally work together. They call it virtual interlining. You might fly a budget carrier from London to Rome, then a completely separate airline from Rome to Istanbul, all on one Kiwi booking. The base prices look incredible. But here's the catch. These are separate tickets. If your first flight is delayed and you miss your connection, the second airline owes you nothing. Kiwi offers a paid protection package, but travelers who skip it, and many do because it's an add-on that inflates the price, are completely on their own. One consumer reported booking a flight from Cairo to Istanbul for June 25th of this year. The airline rescheduled to June 27th. Kiwi never notified them. Worse, Kiwi sent a check-in reminder with the original wrong details. The traveler showed up at Cairo International Airport, and the flight simply wasn't there. They had to buy a last-minute replacement out of pocket. Reviewers also flag that extras, seat selection, extra luggage, all of it, are marked up as much as double what the airline charges directly. One reviewer put it plainly: good base price, scam on the extras. Here's how to protect yourself if you're tempted by Kiwi's prices. Compare their total, including all add-ons, against booking each leg separately through the airlines. In most cases, the savings evaporate once you add protection and extras. A cheap ticket that leaves you stranded in a foreign airport with no recourse is the most expensive ticket you'll ever buy. Number 1. Hopper, the app that just paid $35 million for deceiving you. On July 2nd of this year, just days ago, the Federal Trade Commission announced that Hopper agreed to pay $35 million to settle allegations that it charged users hidden fees without their consent and deceived them about the true cost of bookings. This isn't speculation. This is a federal settlement with public findings. Christopher Mufaraj, director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection, stated it plainly. Hopper deceived consumers by showing them a total price that did not include hidden pre-selected fees. Here's how it worked. When you were ready to book, you saw a screen with the total price and a swipe to book button. But tip fees and VIP support charges were pre-selected and hidden below the fold. You had to scroll down to even see them, and most people never did. The FTC's complaint confirms this went on for years. Even Hopper's own employees raised concerns internally. One company employee said in internal communications, "To me, the problem here is that we're tricking users." The price freeze feature had its own issues. Hopper advertised that you could lock in a fare for a set period, but the FTC found the app failed to clearly communicate that price freeze only secured the rate up to a specific cap and only if the booking remained available. And if you requested a refund? Hopper offered Carrot Cash, their internal currency, instead of real money, locking you into spending it back inside their ecosystem. Hopper surpassed 120 million downloads worldwide. That's 120 million people who trusted this app. Here's how to protect yourself going forward. Delete Hopper. Use one of the 3 apps I'm about to tell you about instead. Hopper got a pass for years because its interface felt modern and its price predictions seemed smart. But a pretty app that hides fees behind a scroll is not innovation. It's deception with better design. And now, let's talk about the 3 apps that are actually worth your time. Worthy app number 3, Skyscanner, the flexible search engine with the most honest price display in the business. Skyscanner doesn't sell you tickets directly. It searches across airlines, budget carriers, and a massive range of booking sites to surface options you won't find anywhere else. It's particularly strong on international routes and low-cost carriers that Google sometimes misses. But the real reason Skyscanner earns this spot is how it handles price transparency. Skyscanner's official position is that displayed prices include an estimate of all mandatory taxes and fees, which is more than most meta-search tools commit to upfront. The Everywhere search feature is worth the download alone. Type in your departure airport, select Everywhere as the destination, and Skyscanner shows you the cheapest places to fly from your location on any given date. For flexible travelers, this is how deals are actually found. If your schedule has any give at all, this is one of the first tools you should open. Worthy app number 2, Going, formerly Scott's Cheap Flights, the deal alert service that finds fares most people never see. Going started back in 2013 when Scott Keys found a $130 round-trip fare from New York City to Milan. That discovery became a deal alert service covering over 900 destinations. Members save an average of $550 on international economy seats. First-class subscribers save an average of $2,000. Going specializes in error fares and flash sales, the pricing mistakes that airlines quietly honor but that disappear within hours. The free tier covers 5 departure airports. The premium tier costs $49 a year and opens up error fares and deeper discounts. If your home airport is in their coverage, this one can pay for itself on a single booking. Worthy app number 1, Google Flights, the free tool that just got smarter than every paid app on this list. Google Flights pulls prices directly from airlines and booking partners, cutting down on ghost fares and bait and switch pricing. It charges 0 booking fees. When you find your fare, it sends you straight to the airline's website to finalize. The date grid, the Explore map, the flexible date search, these are the tools frequent flyers have been using for years while everyone else scrolled through apps designed to hide the real price. In August of 2025, Google added an Economy Exclude Basic Economy filter for users in the United States and Canada, letting you search only for fares that include a carry-on bag, seat selection, and standard flexibility. No more accidentally booking a bare-bones ticket that charges you for breathing. And now the AI-powered Flight Deals tool lets you type plain language requests and get curated suggestions. Whether you're booking a quick domestic hop or a full international itinerary, this is the search tool you want open first. If you made it all the way to the end, you've just learned something most people never will. The travel booking industry has spent billions engineering apps that make you feel like you're saving money while quietly adding fees you never agreed to. The Federal Trade Commission's $35 million action against Hopper, the Texas Attorney General's $9.5 million settlement with Booking Holdings. These aren't isolated incidents. They're proof of a pattern. Smash that like button if this changed how you think about booking flights. Drop a comment and tell me which one surprised you most. Team Hopper? Team Kiwi? Team Skiplagged? I read every comment and I want to know which one caught you off guard. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'd love to have you on this journey with us. Remember, sometimes the best deal isn't on the flashiest app with the smoothest swipe to book animation. Sometimes it's on the plain-looking search engine that just shows you the real price, waiting for you to stop scrolling and start seeing it.